Crippled America: How to Make America Great Again is a political and policy-oriented book by Donald Trump, published in 2015. The book serves as a direct response to the political landscape of the time and offers insights into his vision for the country. It also represents a precursor to his successful presidential campaign in 2016, highlighting the key themes and ideas that would later become central to his platform as he sought the presidency. Background and purpose. Crippled America is a reflection of Trump's frustration with the state of the nation, and it presents his proposals for a great again America. He describes the country as being crippled by political corruption, ineffective leadership, and poor decisions that have been made in recent decades. With his characteristic bluntness, Trump argues that the United States has lost its greatness and that it is time for new leadership to restore it. This book is both a call to action and a roadmap for what Trump believed the country needed to thrive again. Trump wrote this book just before launching his campaign for president in 2015, and much of the content reflects themes that would later resonate throughout his political career. In the book, Trump critiques both Republican and Democratic leaders, calling them out for their inability to deliver on promises and for their perceived lack of understanding about how to truly fix the nation's problems. He emphasizes that the country needs someone with real-world experience, someone who understands business, not career politicians. The title itself, Crippled America, reflects Trump's belief that the country has been mismanaged for too long. The term "Great Again" now became a central slogan in his presidential campaign, reflecting his promise to restore American greatness through a combination of aggressive foreign policy, economic revitalization, and a focus on traditional values. Core themes of the book. 1. Economic revival and trade reform. One of the central tenets of Trump's book is the restoration of America's economic strength. He spends a considerable amount of time discussing how the United States has been taken advantage of in trade deals. Trump criticizes both Republican and Democratic administrations for signing trade agreements that he believes are detrimental to American businesses and workers. Trump emphasizes the need for fair trade deals that prioritize American interests. He argues that countries like China have manipulated the global trading system to their advantage, leading to the outsourcing of American jobs. He proposes a number of strategies to address this issue, including renegotiating trade deals, such as the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, and implementing tariffs on countries that engage in unfair trade practices. Trump argues that the U.S. should stop allowing other nations to exploit its economy and should take a more aggressive approach to trade negotiations. In addition to trade reform, Trump also proposes tax cuts to stimulate business investment and economic growth. He argues that America's tax system is overly complicated and punitive to businesses, particularly small businesses. He advocates for lowering the corporate tax rate to make American companies more competitive globally. Trump believes that cutting taxes will unleash American entrepreneurs' potential and drive the economy forward. 2. Foreign policy and national security. Another key focus of Crippled America is foreign policy, where Trump advocates for a more assertive and independent stance for the U.S. on the global stage. He believes that the U.S. should no longer be the world's policeman, and that the country's resources should be focused on protecting American interests, both at home and abroad. Trump is critical of the United States' involvement in long-lasting conflicts such as the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. He argues that the U.S. has spent billions of dollars and lost countless lives in wars that have not contributed to American security. Instead of military intervention, Trump advocates for a foreign policy focused on America First, which prioritizes American national security over foreign entanglements. At the same time, Trump believes in the importance of a strong military. He emphasizes that the U.S. must maintain a powerful defense capability to protect its interests and to be respected by adversaries around the world. However, he stresses that the U.S. should only engage in military action when absolutely necessary, and that it should seek to avoid becoming involved in conflicts that do not directly serve American interests. Trump is particularly critical of the Obama administration's foreign policy, accusing it of weak leadership and mismanagement of international relationships. He suggests that a more aggressive and decisive foreign policy is necessary to restore America's standing on the global stage. Additionally, Trump advocates for a tougher stance on terrorism, particularly in relation to radical Islamic terrorism. He proposes strong border security measures and increased vigilance to protect American citizens from terrorist attacks. 3. Immigration reform. Immigration is another central issue in Trump's vision for America. In Crippled America, Trump expresses his belief that the current immigration system is broken and needs to be completely overhauled. He is particularly critical of illegal immigration, which he argues poses a direct threat to American jobs, security, and culture. Trump advocates for a strict immigration policy, including the construction of a wall along the southern border with Mexico to prevent illegal immigration. This promise of building a big, beautiful wall would later become one of the most iconic slogans of his presidential campaign. He insists that Mexico should pay for the wall, a position that generated significant controversy, but also energized his political base. In addition to border security, Trump calls for the elimination of sanctuary cities, which provide refuge to undocumented immigrants. He argues that these cities undermine the rule of law and make it more difficult to address illegal immigration effectively. He also suggests reforms to legal immigration, including the implementation of a merit-based system that prioritizes individuals with skills that are beneficial to the U.S. economy. Trump's immigration stance is one of the most polarizing aspects of his political ideology, and it is clear from Crippled America that he views strong immigration reform as an essential component of restoring American greatness. Number 4. Healthcare and government spending. Trump dedicates a portion of the book to discussing the need for reform in the U.S. healthcare system. He is strongly opposed to the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, which he believes has resulted in higher costs for consumers and businesses. He suggests that the government should not be involved in healthcare to the extent it currently is, and instead the private sector should take a more active role in providing affordable and effective healthcare solutions. Trump also addresses the issue of government spending, emphasizing that the U.S. government must rein in its budget and reduce wasteful expenditures. He criticizes the size and inefficiency of the federal government, suggesting that many departments and programs are redundant and unnecessary. Trump proposes reducing government spending by cutting regulations, eliminating waste, and focusing on projects that directly benefit American citizens. 5. Leadership and America's future. The overarching message of Crippled America is that the United States needs a new kind of leadership. Trump argues that the country has been mismanaged for too long by politicians who are out of touch with the realities of everyday Americans. He believes that a businessman, rather than a career politician, is the type of leader the U.S. needs to restore its position as a global leader. Trump presents himself as the solution to America's problems, claiming that his experience in business has equipped him with the skills necessary to fix the nation's issues. He presents a vision of an America where the government works for the people, where the economy thrives, and where national security is the top priority. Crippled America: How to Make America Great Again serves as a manifesto for Donald Trump's political ideology, offering a detailed account of his plans for the U.S. if he were to become president. The book is both a critique of the current state of the nation and a roadmap for how he would fix it. Through his advocacy for economic reform, strong national defense, tough immigration policies, and a focus on American interests, Trump lays out a vision that would form the foundation of his presidential campaign and, ultimately, his presidency. The book reflects his populist, anti-establishment stance and offers a clear example of the issues he would later address in his successful bid for the White House in 2016.